Okay, I'm back for the stream. Okay. Gonna see how can I play it with a friend. Create a game. Trying to figure out how do I add somebody as a friend before I start to play. Search for Chess Pursuit. Oh, geez, that's checkmate for sure. Huh. Okay. Let's go check out my profile first. Oh, cool. I haven't played on Lee Chess in a while. Maybe it's time to change that. Site still looks very nice and sleek. Okay. Let's create a game. Casual. Not sure how to do this. So I'm attempting to get a game started with a friend. But I don't actually know how to do that. I haven't been here in a while. We are going to play a rapid game, I think with the same time control, if I'm not mistaken, the same time control that's being used in the Magnus Carlsen Invitational right now, which is pretty cool. A good tournament. This one that I've been watching. Sent a request, but I'm not sure where you're supposed to see it. Let me see. Do I have an inbox? Let me see here. Huh. Well, I'm having some difficulties here. I wonder if I can show the game that I just played. Where do they have that? Let's go look at my profile. See, do they have the game as a game archive? I played one bullet game. Can I view the game? Let's click on bullet. Huh. Don't know where to view the games. There we go. Okay, I gotta turn off my phone here. I'm sure the thing is picking that up. View my games. All right, let's see what happens if I click on a game. Well, we can see the game that I just played. Interesting opening. Black gets saddled with this weak pawn, really, for the entire game. Actually, they could have gotten rid of it here. Wasn't sure what I would do on takes here. I was planning on trying to take this. And then maybe take on e5, but it doesn't actually work. So yeah, they really blundered badly by taking on f3. I am in the basement of my house, and somebody is rolling something above me. So if it sounds like, you know, the earth is about to shatter or something like that, that's why. Yeah, this is just... They gave me this beautiful position, a beautiful knight on d5. You really have to think too much about this, and this is the reason why this knight is so great. Move like queen g6. Just lost. Alright. I'm trying to see if I can... excuse me, connect with somebody here. Oh, I can make a challenge. Play with a friend. I don't have any friends. Oh. Time control. Real time. Let's do 15 minutes with 10-second increment. Random side. Okay, I've been adding the wrong person. That explains it. Okay, so players, community, players. Sorry for anybody who's watching. To see me struggle through this. Report them, follow them. Oh, we'll follow them. Message, challenge, watch. I'm following this person. I can challenge them to a game. Real time, this way. Casual. Standard. BXMS friends. Alright. Cool. Alright, we are off. Well, actually, we're on the air, but we're off to the races. Okay, and my mic looks like it's working good. Let's do a Queen's Gambit declined. I'm not going to take this pawn. Not yet. Okay. Okay. Oh, wow. This is a little screwed up. I'll have to fix that in a moment. Okay, I'm going to go for this. Okay, can I adjust this like live? That's cool. Nice. We'll do it live. All right, cool. It's a little wonky. That's a little bit better. All right. Okay, playing a rapid game again. Same time control as the ongoing online tournament. All right. Take here. All right, so this is a Tarash. This is going to be headed towards the main line. And if I remember correctly, one of the more challenging moves here is to take. Yeah. All right, cool. All right. Just gonna send a text here. I wonder if I can. How can I share the fact that I'm streaming? I don't know. Okay. All right. So I think the main try here is to grab space and actually give up the bishop pair in the process. Let me move this down. Just going to share on Facebook the fact that I'm see if that gets anybody to watch the channel. Okay, so here the move is to actually give up the bishop pair. I'm going to get the bishop back with this tactic. And I used to know some of the theory here. This is, I think, according to some sources, one of the most challenging lines against the Tarash at the moment. Thing is, I'm trying to remember if I play here or here. I think I want to stay on this diagonal. Oh, how do I get rid of these arrows? Whoa. But I have time, so let's think about this. This is a pretty key decision. If I go here, I'm giving up on this diagonal. I can't really do anything with it at the moment, though. I come here. I know knight f6 at one point is important, but I got to do something about this queen. So something tells me that I'm supposed to stay on this diagonal. Coming into the center does look also correct in some ways. But I don't think I'm really concerned with controlling squares like f4. So let's drop back here and hope that I didn't make a big blunder. Yeah. I think I'm supposed to take and then play here, check. This is sort of what I was planning. And I think in this position, they get some sort of like, yeah, this is some sort of endgame. Where I take and then I play knight to e7 and I'm supposed to basically be equal except for the bishop pair. I don't think I was supposed to hold the rook hold the bishop there. Or the queen, I mean. This is designed to guard against bishop here. And some awkward pins. Right, so if I had played the more natural looking knight f6, there's this. So it's probably this. Ooh, it's kind of a cool design. So let's take stock of this position instead of just talking about how it's supposed to be judged by theory. My opponent has the bishop pair. That is a serious issue. I'm slightly ahead in development, maybe? No, it's about the same. If anything, I might actually be slightly behind. It's an open position with the bishop pair. I can make that matter less if I make my knights active. I have to somehow find a way to grab the initiative in this position. Pretty boring position in a way. Say I should be playing on the light squares, according to what some YouTube commentators would say. The St. Louis Chess Club, Maurice Ashley, I've heard him, when covering some tournaments, talk about this, that your opponent has the bishop pair. I'm lacking a dark square bishop, so I should focus on the light squares. They're going to try and attack on the dark squares. All right, I'm going to want a castle here. I think that's pretty clear. And that looks tempting. I also want to develop my bishop, and bishop d7 kind of looks fun, but maybe not the best. This would at least get rid of one pair of bishops. I could also think about bishop e6 and then takes on a2. It's risky in some ways, but maybe. I want to connect my rooks too. They have bishop c4 in that case. Maybe bishop g4. I don't think I want to trade my bishop for theirs. Not yet, at least. Okay, this... I'm playing also against the clock here, so... Alright, I am provoked to that. Maybe that's some sort of an accomplishment. I'm not sure. I don't know if I want to drop back this way. Possibly want to go back this way. This was my original intention, to hit that pawn. Knight here. So let's say if he does something like knight there or something else. If I take here, he does not have b3, trapping me. That's key. Can't trap me. Could play a3, which would make sense in some ways. I'm fairly limited in some aspects. Some of what I want to do here. Question is, which rook do I want to move to which file? Thinking rook a to d8. Put pressure on that d2 bishop. Put the other rook on e8. Look down the e file. Yeah, I want to take control of the d file. I want to get the d file because the d file has it's completely open. There's a lot more potential entry squares I have on the d file. The c file and the e file, at least I cannot go to e3 or c3. So I'm going to go after the d file. Well, that was not that bad. Logic. Use some logic to decide. It's probably a terrible move, but at least it's logical. Okay. Now this is interesting. You're going to play b3? Maybe. Maybe that's what they would do. Play b3. So b3, let's say b3, then something like rook d8. If you play bishop c3, then rook d7, like bishop d7, I'm sorry, rook d7, rook d8, then rook d7, then the other rook to d8 would be a pretty simple plan to try and take that. Okay, so they're giving me the light squares. I'm going to continue with this plan that I had, which is to try and double up on the bubble up, as Ben Feingold would say. I have no idea what that means. I don't know what the bubble up is. I guess this circle is the bubble up. I don't know. So I'm going to try and take over the d file because to me it seems like the most useful file in the position. For the same reasons that I think it's useful, it's also useful for my opponent. It's a pretty symmetrical position, and they are gaining space. Interesting. Maybe I'll try for this one so that I have somewhere to go with the knight. Because if I just try this right away, it's going to be silly. They'll kick my knight. I'll have to go up anyway. I think I'm going to try this. I'm going to come here, so that way if I get kicked, I can come here and hit back. Like that. That's at least the plan. Want to get rook d7 in. It's my goal. This position, rook d7. Did not think it was wise on the previous move because it didn't have some useful thing to do with that knight. Now let's say if it was my move, rook d7, b5, knight d4. You take, I take back with the knight, and my rook has not wasted time. Or I could have played some other waiting move, like h6, let's say. B5, knight there, take, and then rook to d4. But then again, he can hit the rook, and I have to move back. In fact, I need to have control of the d4 square, because if I've landed a rook on d4, bishop e3 is going to skewer the rook and the pawn on a7. So just to make that clear, if my rook ended up here, this bishop would hit the pawn and the rook. The rook would have to move, I'd lose the pawn. I could move back, he takes it, I move here, and I win the other pawn, so not a big deal maybe. But you don't want to, I think, create a plan that's contingent on a lot of things falling into place. If you missed a detail, you can very easily make a mistake. Speaking of mistakes, have I made any mistakes here? Or what might my opponent play? This knight cannot move. It's tied to the defense of this bishop. This bishop is rather mobile. Doesn't have anywhere particularly good that it might want to go. Could go to c4 and try and trade off, but I highly doubt white would try and give up the bishop pair here just to put their rook on c4. It doesn't seem like it gives them much. Right now, my opponent has the bishop pair and a space advantage on the queen side. What are my trumps in this position? Well, I have control of a somewhat more useful file, I think. I don't have control. I have pressure on a more useful file. I have fairly active pieces. And these pawn moves, while they gain space, could also eventually be shown to be a weakness. All in all, I would say my position is not that great. But I should be able to hold this if I am smart about it. The other thing about this I like, and the fact that these pawns have kind of weakened them, my opponent here, let's say, plays bishop g5, I can just kick you away with f6. Let's say if this rook came here, I can harass the rook this way. So hard for my opponent, actually, in this position, to challenge the d-file right away. They will have to play a couple moves first. Okay, so they're getting out of the way of the d-file. Also trying to put a little bit more power onto d4. I could try and trade everything on d4. Knight d4. Knight takes, knight d4. Bishop takes, rook takes. Other rook over. Rook over. Take. Rook c7. Oh, that actually looks kind of nasty. Their rook would actually end up penetrating faster than mine. Huh. Well, makes me question exactly what I should do in this position. One idea I have is to preemptively get out of the way. I don't want to have rook coming down here like that. And even though I don't want that, I might want to move this knight out of the way anyway. One idea, preemptively move out of the way and get knight d5 in. Not bad, not bad. The other idea I might have, try and come up immediately with bishop b3, preventing any sort of rook from getting to the d-file. Another idea, knight to d6, intending knight e4. Not sure how much I like some of these ideas, though. Let's see. Knight here, takes. Whoops. So I get my rook here, rook over, rook here. So let's say I have a position rook, bishop, rook c7. guarding c8. That's fine. This pawn is now going to be hit. Go up. He's going to take that with tempo. I can't go down that line. That's just not going to work out well, letting his rook into c7. Surprising kind of how early there's already a crisis type moment here. Is it time for a6? Is it time to play a move like a6? Ugh, I don't want to play that. And what's coming from my opponent then? 95 maybe? a6. I feel like I don't want to do anything with a6. And if I move this knight, he's going to be able to get into c7. You know, I keep worrying about c7. If I play a6, he can't get into c7 as easily. I'm going to try that. What's your rank? Hi, I'm about 2050 UCF. 1861 on lead chess. Oh, wow, that was a quick move. Okay, well, I can hit this rook and compel a change. And again, then I'll have the d file. I kind of like that. Let's try it. I think I can get away with this. Tough position. Oh, I guess I should just answer verbally. So instead of typing into the chat, that was stupid. Yeah, I'm about 1860 on late chess. I am 2050 USCF. Hoping to get higher. In the chat, let me know if the audio sounds okay. I've had some problems with the audio in the past. There's also a lot of noise coming from upstairs. I mean, it's okay. It doesn't bother me, but maybe it's bad on the stream. Okay, so let's see here again. They have the bishop pair. Bishops are starting to come to life. I have the d file. They have the c file, which doesn't mean a lot right now, but if the rook ever got to c7, it means something. I don't like their pieces. I think their bishop, their light squared bishop belongs somewhere else. Like, play knight e5, bishop f3, something like that. Maybe that's what they'll do. Okay, no, they're going to kick me right away. Now the issue is, if I play here and we do a mass trade, takes here, if I take back, I get mated. So now I can't go that way. I wanted to go that way. All right. Well, if you cannot go to d4, if I can't go to d4 or e3 or g3 or f4, I have only a few options here, or pin myself. I don't want to pin myself. I don't want to go in the corner. I think I have to play this move. I don't think I have any sort of intermezzo. I did. I had bishop d5. I think I moved too quickly. Bishop d5 might have been interesting. No, it would have lost a piece. The knight is defended. Good job moving fast. It's like... There's the old quote, if you see a good move, wait. You might find a better one. It should be, if you see a good move, play it, because you're probably going to overthink it and make a mistake. Yeah. I wonder if all the Lasker quotes, you should just take like the opposite advice, because he's supposedly this master of psychology. He probably gave a bunch of advice that was actually not very good in order to confuse his opponents. Self-pinning would not have been a problem because I do have knight takes d8. So, like, oh, and he can't actually challenge me. So, yeah, maybe knight here was better because then I can go this way. But I think coming this way is actually more effective. Hit here, here. Yeah. I like coming here better. My knight has more future when it gets to d5. Even if it gets dominated, like bishop here. Well, that straight up loses something, doesn't it? No, it doesn't. But then I have moves like knight b6 or knight f6 or knight c7 to e6, which would be nice. So I think I like this. I think I like this so far. I'm also doing well on the clock. My opponent is down 3 minutes. I almost have twice the amount of time as my opponent. Almost. But then again, it is increments, so I don't think I'm going to really flag them or anything. Yeah, okay. Coming out with that one. Yeah, this is what I thought. They were going to try and reposition. Whoop, their bishop. Not like that, though. The question is, where do I want this knight? Do I have anything better than trading off the knight? I do have bishop d5. But I don't want to give up control of that square. I really don't. It's so nice having that square. I feel like I should play king f8 at some point. Whoa, what was that? King f8 at some point looks good. What else can I try? Knight here? And maybe king f8 right away. Just to be cool about it. Knight here. Takes. Takes. Rook can't check down there. I don't really have any threats. Rook c7. Here. Could play f6. Maybe I should have played h6 at some point. Could play f6. Or h6. Like a free move just to get some luft for the king. That is a hook, though. Burning up all my time. Bishop back, rook over. I don't like that. f6, takes, takes. This is a little sensitive, but maybe I can deal with that, and maybe I want that as a sort of a beachhead. King over, and then knight up. I think I'm going to try for this one. I would rather spend the tempo getting my king closer to the action. Then h6 is going to amount to the same thing. I'm going to have to play it anyway, right? Or here. I think I'd rather get my king closer to the action and allow them to trade than for me to trade. And then just hit the bishop. But I'm really not sure. All right, let's try it. Let's try this one. Try and sneak a tempo in there while preserving my pawn structure. Try and preserve a little bit of a time edge here. Okay. Take back this way. Sure. Try and play that at some point. Guess I could have started with that. But now I have the option. Playing up, playing this way, playing g6, f6, whatever I need to do. Whatever you need. And I don't have to worry about being mated quite as much. Not quite as many mate threats now. Okay, right. So I'm going to go for this one. Try and trade off your bishop. This bishop looks too powerful. Rook D, I just take it. This covers. You take it, you give me a nice rook. You defend it, I take it anyway. Defend it with the king, take, rook D3 check. Looks pretty good. King goes back. Okay, I mean, it's not that great, but nothing too special. But it's an active rook, right? Banking on the D file being the place to be. I hope I'm right about that. Okay, what is this? I don't know. Okay, I'm just going to play here. I got to play fast. Maybe I'm giving them bishop c4. Maybe that's a bad idea. I want to get the d file back. Play f3, then I'll take away bishop c4 again from you. Okay. Do I want to trade? I don't think I do. Maybe I gave them the d file this way. No, I have rook here. But then it would amount to a trade anyway. Okay, let's do it and come this way. Gotta come that way. Could reposition this way too if I need to. Put a knight on d5. Defending down the bishop pair. Okay, knight on d5. Come on, let's go. Knight on d5. I see nice weaknesses, but they're all on dark squares. He's the only one with a dark square bishop. Bummer. Okay. Still try and come up this way. Come this way. Got to get to a dark square with your knight to hit the light squares. Very odd. Okay. Come here. Hitting this. Move away. Give me a check. What are you going to do? I'm actually kind of curious to find out what you're going to do about that. You can come back. I can go there. I can go there. Kind of like knight e6. You know, there's a saying, with a knight on e6, you cannot lose. I would probably still find a way. Okay. The thing is, do I want to come here? Alright, this is an interesting tactic. Bishop a4 looks kind of nice. This probably doesn't work for some reason, but if you take my bishop, I'm going to play check and take you here, but then my knight is dominated by that bishop. Is that really a good position for me? It's a cute tactic, and I would love to play it. But I just don't think it works. I'd get a knight that's dominated. But on the other hand, the bishop's off sides, and I have a nice central knight. It also would kind of stop the king from coming in a little bit. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to go for it. I don't know, man. I mean, I could have just dropped back and tried to hold the position, but then f4 is coming, and I don't like that. So I'm going to go for this. I missed this tactic. Damn. I should have just played 96. Yeah. Damn. This is pretty much over now. Oh, it was a good game while it lasted. Do I have anything useful to do? I'll throw in a spite check. Spite check. Huh. Well, my tactical house of cards has fallen apart. I should have played 96. Flat eyes, a cute tactic. Messed it up. Okay, I'm gonna resign this one. Withdraw, resign. Nice. Alright, my opponent is taking a bathroom break. I think I will do the same. I'd love to analyze this game because here I'm thinking 96 is necessary. It probably buys me enough time to prevent this stuff. Okay, be right back. Okay, and I'm back. I'm back. All right. Okay. Rematch. All right, yeah, let's see if we can analyze this a little bit. Well, going backwards from here, this is definitely a blunder because of that. So you come back. Can I go to an analysis board? Nice. Yeah. 96, clearly. I don't want the computer's help right away. Especially since it says +1. I would come here. I mean, just what I would do. Yeah, nice active king my opponent has. What active kings you have? Yeah, this went wrong. I got outplayed here in the end game. I sort of went the wrong way. I liked my position up to here. Maybe this was a mistake. I liked my position up to here. I thought I was okay. I was controlling this, controlling this. This bishop was not doing anything. He had space, but mean anything. But this like kind of killed any chance I think I had at getting an initiative. All right. Maybe I just play something like knight d5 here. Maybe knight d5. Gotta move your bishop, right? I don't think you can get away with this tactically. Oh no, you can. Because you take here. And then it's ouch town for me. Even still. This is not that bad. Or maybe it is. Come here. Yeah, this is not that good. This is a bad pawn structure. Okay. My streamer page is public. All right. Welcome everybody. Oh. My streamer page is public. That might have been public for a while already. Okay, I don't remember what I'm supposed to do here. Supposed to do this, aren't I? Yeah, I've seen this. This is an interesting idea. This actually looks like a pretty powerful try against the Mora. This knight a5 business. But this one first. Here, somewhere, check up. I think I have knight d5 here, don't I? Maybe queen e2 first? Or rook e1 first? Queen e2 or rook e1, not sure which one is better. I'm going to play this one first because I might want to put the rook on d1. I was thinking I might have had a neat little sacrifice here. I might, eventually. The thing is that black probably would not even take it. Yeah, okay. Now, the question is, do you want to put your pieces offside? You can do that. I'll play my rook over. I'll let you take my bishop. I could preserve it with bishop c2, but I think the tempo is more important. Plus I'm threatening something like this now. And something like that. Not yet, but maybe one day. I gotta remember I'm not playing a bullet game here. Like blitzing out these moves. Getting it probably a terrible position. Down a pawn, doubled pawns. But a lead in development. I got a rook, a knight, a queen, and kind of a bishop developed. They have kind of a bishop developed. Maybe two kinds of a bishop developed. So like one half of each bishop is developed. This is developed because it's staring at squares that are defended or not important. This is developed because it's shooting at blank air. I don't know. Okay, so let's think about this seriously. I'm going to retain ideas like this. Where I could take twice. I'm going to retain actually an idea of playing this. And simple threat here is knight to e5. Knight e5, probably going to play d6. Then I have queen h5. I don't want to take this. This is pinned. So I get knight e5 in pretty much for free. I can pretty much play this for free almost no matter what you do. Unless you move the queen out of the way, but then you're wasting time with your queen in a way. So I'm going to try for something like knight e5. Play this. Then, this could be nice. Knight e5, d6. Then chop, chop, take, check. You're going to maybe move the king up, right? What else do you do? Oh, but then this is hanging. Yeah. Ooh, lots of arrows. I take there with check, and then I win on a8. That would be sweet. So, if it was white to move here, knight e5 is a killer threat. Knight f6, knight f6. Knight f6. Knight f6 would defend that. But then bishop g5 comes. Okay. So stuff could be happening. Knight f6, I could play bishop g5. I could bishop e7 then. Or I could just go e5 straight away. Something then like knight d5, I play knight e4, headed for d6. A dark square bind as some form of compensation. I think I like bishop g5 better. Bishop e7, simply knight e5. Threatening to win my pawn back. I think that should be good enough. Yeah. I think I have enough activity here to compensate for the pawn. Because I have knight e5, I have bishop g5. I hit d7. I don't know what this is supposed to do different. But let's see. Maybe it gets to the queen side a little bit faster. Knight here, d6. Take, take, check. Bishop here. Nice. And then I just take, check, and win there anyway. Okay, so I think I can go forward with my main idea here. But let's focus. Let's actually calculate this out. Okay. Also, is there anything better? That's another question I'll have to ask. Bishop here also could be interesting. Let's say play here. d6. Knight takes. Still can't do anything there. Take back. play check. You play queen up. Queen up works, right? No, you can't play queen up because of the knight. So you play something like bishop here. Then I take. Yeah, this should work. This should work. But wait. Play here. They have knight here. No, not that move. They have bishop here. But that's not that good. Then I have bishop g5. I have queen h5, queen f3. And this is that would be a move that I'm like, all right, I have a piece on an active square. I'm not risking anything. I think d6 here fails tactically. f6 just looks terrible, even if it doesn't fail. You got to do something about your d pawn, though, right? That much is clear. d5. Interesting. Then I think I same thing. I take on b5, and I'm okay. f6. I just take on d7. Bishop c6. Trickier. Then knight d5 actually might be an option. Knight d5. Pawn takes. I don't want to close off my rook, though. I don't think that would work. Yeah. Following the arrows. Okay. Let's just think about that one moment. Knight d5. Then, pawn takes, let's say. Pawn takes. Bishop back. Pawn here. Knight moves. And knight check. Double check. So, let's say knight d5. What's the threat? There's no real threat in that position, is there? It looks cool to play it, but what's the threat, right? Knight d5. Pawn takes works, but can they just ignore a pawn takes? What if they play f6, for example? That doesn't work, I think. Queen here, check. Should do the trick. g6, then I have check here with mate. Maybe d6. Also shouldn't be good enough. I could just take on e6. I'm sorry, e7. I think I'm going to go for this. Wait a minute. Here, bishop takes. Then pawn takes. Knight takes. But then rook takes, pawn takes. Knight there, check. Still wins the queen. Okay. Final check. Yeah, I think no matter how everything gets chopped off, I come out ahead because I have knight c6 check if the e file opens up because of this business. I hope I calculated that correctly. It's kind of remarkable because there's 4 pieces between the black king and the white queen, but a series of trades can do a lot to a couple pieces. What's the simple defense here from black? Is there one? I don't know. Maybe not. g6 is mate. Knight d5 actually is more annoying than I thought. Yeah, I'm actually not sure what black does here. I'm not even gonna like kind of bother to calculate it out because again, I think e takes, whatever takes on bishop takes, rook takes, knight takes, and check, and the queen's gone. So it's investing 2 pieces for the queen and down a pawn. That's not bad. So you can't take on d5 and get away with it and kind of come out ahead on material. So what else can you do here? Something like queen b8 maybe? I have options. Queen b8 is actually not a good square for a number of reasons. Queen b8, bishop f4 is a simple idea. Queen c8, knight b6. So I'm just throwing the knights into the position. That's fun. Hopefully I can get some vengeance for my kind of dull endgame play in the previous game. I'm going to have to really look at that endgame. Well, thanks to the lone person in the chat, Nona Darion, for checking it out. Is there anybody else in the chat? Hi, if you're out there. Kind of curious what my opponent is trying to calculate right now. f6, queen h5, I think wins. g6 would lose. g6 loses right away. f6, queen h5, g6 also loses. d6. Queen can't go anywhere. Unless you play something like rook c8. And then you're like, well, what's my threat? Rook takes a7. Okay, let's say rook a7. And you ask, what's the threat? I just play bishop b3. It's like no matter what black does, I get a target. Okay, bishop, so let's say rook a7. Worst case scenario, I have knight b4. That's also a threat that I have in this position. Then I take twice on c7, on c6, and I win the queen. So rook a7, knight b4, or bishop e3. Then let's say rook back, or I don't even know where you'd go. Well, let's say rook a7, bishop e3. Then you could do pawn takes, and then I take the rook. Yeah, so that's no good. I win the exchange. Pawn takes, pawn takes. Somebody takes on d5. Then I take the rook. Then I'm going to win the exchange. I'm also going to win your queen. Well, I'm glad I found this move. This is kind of cool. I won't be happy when my opponent finds the refutation, but kind of glad I found this move. It's going to be fun while it lasts. Let's see. What about knight g6? Knight to g6. Again, what was my threat? And we no longer have that as a threat. Knight b4 would no longer be a threat on knight g6. I wouldn't have somewhere to dump the knight, so to speak. Knight to g6. Well, I could take the pawn. Well, at least I found it first. Well, they probably were analyzing it quite some time. Okay, number one, I could take this, which looks good. That opens up a discovery then. What can I do with that discovery? I have a big time advantage. I could really think about this position a bit. I got to do something about this guy now. That's not going to fly. So let's say I take on c6. I don't see what else I'm going to do. I mean, I'm going to take here and leave this bishop and that thing protected like that. I'll never break through. Never. Take here. And then I don't have this. No, I do, because I get it with tempo. I'm wondering, is there a way I can take advantage of this? Like, so take, whoops, take, knight here, move the queen, let's say, to c8. And I still can't take on this, though. Maybe then I could play something like bishop to g5. Threatening a check down here. You just play bishop e7. Oh, this is disappointing. Knight d5 looked like such a nice move. What if I take here? Takes. Then here, queen f3. Check. Doesn't seem to do enough. What about bishop g5? Bishop e7. Then I can take twice. Bishop g5. Queen takes, right? What's wrong with that? Then I take on c6. Then I play check. And I'm going to win the rook in the corner. That'd be good. So bishop g5. That looks like it could work. And I think it's important that I do that while I still have the knights where I have them. Right. If I take there already, well, why would that be the case, though? I could take first, then play bishop g5. Would you have spots where you can move your queen that you wouldn't otherwise want to go? Well, I always get this with tempo. So let's try this. No, let's calculate it out a little bit more first. Bishop here. Okay, there's f6. That's no good because I take here, you take back, and then I play that with check. You can't take with the queen, you're going to lose your queen. So no f6. Bishop e7. I take here, you take here. I take bishop with a discovered attack against the queen. That's no good. Knight back. That's got to be terrible, right? For the same reasons. Okay. So those are different ways to block. Bishop g5, you take. I take, and then I play check, and I win that rook. That seems okay to me. Bishop g5 and queen b8. Then I take, and that might be the key. Bishop g5, queen b8. Then do I have any sort of killer follow-up? I mean, in some ways it looks good, but in some ways maybe it's not good enough. Huh. Bishop g5, queen b8. c8 I like, but b8 is an annoying square that they run to. Take, bishop here. There's more options, so it's better to do it first. Bishop g5, queen b8. But I don't have to take there. I could then try to play something else. It's just what else? That's the question, right? Damn, it's like I gotta have something in this position. Bishop g5, queen b8. Take here, or take here. Or take here. Come on, man. This has got to do something. This has got to do something. This has got to do something. This is not the right way to play chess, by the way. Just hoping that your move does something. But, I mean, I feel like developing the bishop before trading the knights and everything, it's got to be the right idea. It just opens up that many more options. Although, now once the queen moves over, I will no longer have those discoveries. That's true. I no longer get those important discoveries. If I clear the E file, though, I can leave the knight on D5. It won't matter. So maybe I can play it slowly. Leave that bishop on C6. Just kind of argue it's a stupid piece. At least it makes him burn some time. So I'm thinking about queen b8, then knight takes, pawn takes, rook takes a6, rook takes a6, and it's just too much material for the queen. It does win the queen with knight c6, 7 check. Oh, wow. Okay, so you're going to take here. This allows me to win the exchange in a quite a nice way, I might add. Whew, dodged a bullet on that. I really wanted to find out what my opponent had planned, or what would have happened. Not what he planned. What would have happened on queen b8? Because I had no idea, no clue. Now, at least. Right now, material's even, and I'm going to end up in exchange, right? No. Take, check, up, take. Yeah, I'm up in exchange. And their king is sitting on a pretty dumb-looking square, to be perfectly honest. Wow, okay. This is an interesting one. Was not anticipating this. I think I can take here, right? Nice move. I did not calculate this out. Check. Then you block with something. Block with something. I play d6. Do I have like a distraction move? Try and get the queen away from defending the squares? No, it just goes here. Check. You block, let's say, with bishop. I wonder if I have something like knight b4 right away, threatening to take here on d5. That looks nice. I'm down a piece, though. Huh. I'd love to get that piece back. And it just looks so natural to play here. I can't just settle for the pawn. Can I? Maybe I can. Try and just get this back. Playing here, win my piece back. So you got to do something about that, right? Queen e5, maybe? Alright. Just take here. I'm down a piece. Well, they defended well. I should have taken them. Yeah. Nasty. Let's try this one. No, this is all falling apart. Man, that's such a shame. Knight d5 was such a nice move. Where did I go wrong? Well, obviously I went wrong with this. Yeah. Okay, this is resignable. Well, good game. Let me say, what was the move here? All right, that was a good game by my opponent. I gotta hand it to them. Here, and I was thinking about other moves, but that was no good. This would have been nice. Maybe rook. Maybe rook here was better. I don't know, man. This is crazy stuff. Check here. I could play d6. Takes. I'm still down a piece. Okay. Game study. All right. Well, thank you everybody for watching this chat. The stream, I mean. It's a stream. I will sign off soon. I hope that you enjoyed the games. I hope you enjoyed that crazy and probably unsound attack that I had. And hopefully you can find a way in which I would have been able to continue it better. All right. Have a great day.